Hey guys, it's Sunday, May 24th. We managed to get quite a bit of work done in the garden. Starting to look a little bit more respectable. So let's go down and take a look. Cherry plant's doing really well. Starting to leaf out, and to my surprise, these ones, which I only put in last year, are starting to produce blossoms. So we'll see if we get any cherries from those. This one does not seem to have any blossoms on it. Not sure. They might well, maybe they do. It's hard to say. We'll see what develops. Now I planted out after hardening off the peppers and the broccoli. Planted them out. However, as soon as I planted them out, we received really hot weather, plus 30 degrees Celsius, which is mid-July weather for us. Basically what happens is it cooked a lot of the pepper plants. So some of them will make it, some of them won't. But I'm going to leave them all in and see what happens. Most of them should pull through. There's a couple plants that clearly aren't going to make it, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Last year when the pepper plants got hit by the frost, the ones that I left in did actually pulled through and did quite well. So we'll see what happens. Strawberry bed is doing very well. There are a couple areas, a couple spots where the plants didn't survive, but as soon as I get the chance, I'll plant some runners in there. Other than that, the vast majority of the plants did survive and are already producing flowers, so we should have berries within the next week or two. Down on the end, blueberry plants are starting to produce some leaves. Now normally you prune blueberries, but I'm just going to let these ones grow, and maybe I'll prune them in the fall. The deer do a good enough job pruning for me, unfortunately. But yeah, these should produce lots of blueberries. Bigger plants than, even though the deer tried to eat them, they are bigger than last year. And the peas are all poking through. They were just starting last week, and you can see them there. Again, all the edible pod peas are on the right, so there's some sugar snap and Oregon Giants, and then the regular garden peas are on the left side, and they are the jumbo variety. And nothing from the pole beans yet. I didn't expect them to be showing up yet. Yesterday, planted out the Savoy cabbage. These have been doing incredibly well. They did not seem to be affected by the transition outdoors at all. And yeah, they're just, Savoy cabbage just do really well. Let's see if I can get in there. So yeah, plants seem to survive the transition without any issues. Further down on this bed are the cauliflower. They're looking a little weak, but I expect them to pull through. And then at the end, there is the Swiss chard and kale. Kale plants those things are indestructible. They did not get affected at all by the transition outside. Swiss char also did very well. And in the last bed on this side, somewhere in amongst the weeds are the beets, and you can see them. There they are, right there. Once the beets get a little bit bigger, I'll go through here and obviously weed it and then thin out the beets. And there also seems to be an onion coming up. That's probably from last year. One of the small ones that just got left in the ground, and then another one right there, another onion coming up. This is spinach on this side, and you can see it's coming up, especially on this side. The way I planted it, it may be that this side, the left-hand side, is buried a little bit deeper, so they'll take a little bit longer to emerge, but they get there eventually. And on the other side, we have carrots, which aren't showing up. We planted those this week. There's some lettuce transplants. I did start another set of lettuce indoor, and so that's one of the only things that I do succession plantings, just because we use so much of it. But the lettuce is pulled through, even though it was looking really weak when I transplanted it. Lettuce always seems to pull through. I never seem to have any problem with the plants dying off. And then down on the end, you can just see the onion plants starting to emerge. Those are the sets. Unfortunately, all the onions that I started from seed, they just didn't make it. They didn't survive the transition outside, so I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to continue trying to grow onions from seeds. I did manage to turn over what's eventually going to be the zucchini and squash bed. That was a lot of work, and ran out of gas before I could transplant the plants into it. Asparagus bed is doing really well. As always, this plant just grows non-stop. We took a bunch of stalks yesterday from it. We're going to take a bunch more today. And as I said before, this year I'm going to diligently record everything we take from the garden and see what monetary value this size of garden actually produces. Okay, we're going to cut down some asparagus stalks.
Sure.
Want to try cutting? Just cut them down like there.
Right there?
Yeah, right at the bottom. Okay. Not all of them, but we're going to cut quite a bit of them.
Look, that's a big one.
Yeah, we're going to leave that one. I think he's too big. So, cut right here. Okay. Cut this one right here.
Are we going to another one?
This one. Yeah, we need lots. Okay. Over here.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Yeah, cut him. Okay. Here, I'll get these ones.
I get some asparagus from there. And then, bye.
Tomatoes I transplanted outside. Again, they got hit from the sun. It was just an unbelievably hot day, or hot few days right after I transplanted them outside. So it just is what it is. If the cold doesn't get them, apparently now the heat will. So that's something new that we have to watch out for. But other than that, they've recovered. and they're doing well, putting on lots of new growth. They've adjusted to the outdoors, and they're really looking really healthy. Again, have a bunch of flowers on already. So yeah, should be a good year for tomatoes. And that's about it. The job today is to plant up this last bed, get all the melons, zucchinis, squashes, cucumbers in, and then that'll be it for planting. And now we just wait. We wait for everything to grow. Another job that was done is we seeded this section, so we'll finally have grass in this area, and the apple trees survived their transplants. They are now putting out leaves, so that's good. Happy that they made it. All right, that's it for this week. I'll see you next week.